It follows that each period of culture produces an art of its own which can never be repeated. Efforts to revive the art principles of the past will at best produce an art that is stillborn. It is impossible for us to live and feel as did the ancient Greeks. In the same way, those who strive to follow the Greek methods in sculpture achieve only a similarity of form, the work remaining soulless for all time. Such imitation is mere aping. Externally, the monkey completely resembles a human being. He will sit holding a book in front of his nose and turn over the pages with a thoughtful aspect, but his actions have for him no real meaning. There is, however, in art another kind of external similarity which is founded on a fundamental truth. When there is a similarity of inner tendency in the whole moral and spiritual atmosphere, a similarity of ideals, at first closely pursued, but later lost to sight, a similarity in the inner feeling of any one period to that of another, the logical result will be a revival of the external forms, which serve to express those inner feelings in an earlier age. An example of this today is our sympathy, our spiritual relationship with the primitives. Like ourselves, these artists sought to express in their work only internal truths, renouncing in consequence all consideration of external form. This all-important spark of inner life today is at present only a spark. Our minds, which are even now only just awakening after years of materialism, are infected with the despair of unbelief, of lack of purpose and ideal. The nightmare of materialism, which has turned the life of the universe into an evil, useless game, is not yet past. It holds the awakening soul still in its grasp. Only a feeble light glimmers like a tiny star in a vast gulf of darkness. This feeble light is but a presentiment, and the soul, when it sees it, trembles in doubt whether the light is not a dream and the gulf of darkness reality. This doubt and the still harsh tyranny of the materialistic philosophy divide our soul sharply from that of the primitives. Our soul rings cracked when we seek to play upon it, as does a costly vase long buried in the earth, which is found to have a flaw when it is dug up once more. For this reason, the primitive phase, through which we are now passing, with its temporary similarity of form, can only be of short duration. These two possible resemblances between the art forms of today and those of the past will be at once recognized as diametrically opposed to one another. The first, being spiritually external, has no future. The second, being internal, contains the seed of the future within itself. After the period of materialist effort which held the soul in check until it was shaken off as evil, the soul is emerging, pure by trials and sufferings. Shapeless emotions such as fear, joy, grief, etc., which belong to this time of effort, will no longer greatly attract the artist. He will endeavor to awake subtler emotions, as yet unnamed, living himself a complicated and comparatively subtle life. His work will give to those observers capable of feeling them lofty emotions beyond the reach of words. The observer of today, however, is seldom capable of feeling such emotions. He seeks in a work of art a mere imitation of nature which can serve some definite purpose. For example, a portrait in the ordinary sense, or a presentment of nature according to a certain convention, impressionist painting, or some inner feeling expressed in terms of natural form, as we say, a picture with Stimmung. All those varieties of picture, when they are fully, really art, fulfill their purpose and feed the spirit. Though this applies to the first case, it applies more strongly to the third, where the spectator does feel a corresponding thrill in himself. Such harmony or even contrast of emotion cannot be superficial or worthless. Indeed, the stimmung of a picture can deepen and purify that of the spectator. Such works of art at least preserve the soul from coarseness. They key it up, so to speak, to a certain height, as a tuning key the strings of a musical instrument. But purification, an extension in duration and size of this sympathy of soul, remain one-sided, and the possibilities of the influence of art are not exerted to their utmost.